Zenitsu Agatsuma. I wonder if I'm saying that correctly in the English pronunciation way, but this young king right here has to be one of my favorite hidden anime protagonists of all time. Yes, of course, I'm going to call him hidden because we all know Tanjiro is the main character. Tanjiro is it's all about him, and is he going to be able to save his sister? But once in a while, you'll have an anime where the fan base just knows secretly Zenitsu is the real main character. It's just while they're sharing screen time, uh, knowing the type of guy Zenitsu is, oh, he'd give him all the spotlight, all the main character vibe and the main character energy. But you want to talk about duality, and you want to talk about his depth of character. And it doesn't go that deep. It's not like this is very he's very philosophically deep, or there are these emotional depths to him that reveal all sorts of personality and character traits, and like this very complex mind or set of personality traits. No, it's actually very black and white. Maybe his evolution is in the gray. So what I mean by that is I love how they did this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with Zenitsu, literally between waking and sleeping. So that's a good way to do it, rather than having it be some sort of environmental or emotional or whatever kind of crazy triggers that are plausible in an anime world. I mean, like it really literally could be anything. Okay. Um, a beautiful woman walking by, that would be a trigger. Though our boy, he definitely gets down bad from time to time, I'll say. But he is such a coward. He's such a little scaredy cat. That's just how he is. I mean, to me, he comes across as this person who he's so careful to the point that it harms him. He's just trying to have a good life. He's just like any of us, you are born into this extremely brutal world. I don't know. I mean, they told us as kids that you're heading into a cold world. Like the real world is very harsh and brutal and whatnot. That'll probably never change. It is very cold and cruel. I think a silver lining to that is the people that you meet in life can help or hurt, and that's what kind of makes it interesting, though. So you get a fellow like Zenitsu who comes along, and I don't know, back in his day, what was it? What was it? I don't know, become a successful samurai, or or in their world, a successful demon slayer, born into it. I guess you could say that, right? Like he's a part of that clan, and again, it's hilarious because he's by far the worst. He's so bad at right thunder breathing and carrying on the clan's name and whatnot. And then you look at his boy, and not really. I mean, right? You want to talk about ultimate douchebag. This is probably the one of the biggest buttholes in the entire series. However, he is gifted though. He's a prodigy, right? He was like Kaigaku. Am I saying that properly? Kaigaku he's just top of the class. born into that new generation as, I'm sure many would see him as the one to carry it forward, push the thunder breathing and the thunder form to new limits and whatnot. And when it came time, and it was so controversial, when it came time to crown the next up for the clan, it was a coronation for two. And Zenitsu was the second. And so Zenitsu is picked twice in this way. He gets picked by his grandfather. And he loves his grandfather so much, and vice versa. So, because I believe his grandfather knew him well enough at such a deep level that even without the, you know, natural, God-given, just that that intrinsic gift to, excel at thunder breathing. Given how he is, how well his grandfather understood his head and his heart, he would still see him as this worthy successor to uh, the Agatsuma name, or I should say, if that's not how it works, then I should say just the thunder breathing clan in general. But then I love how both in heaven and on earth, Zenitsu is chosen. It's like, yo, yeah, but there's a lot of bias there. Like, wow, there's a lot of family tie and a lot of family bond right there. You know, he's got his granddaddy's love. That's why he got picked. I guess. Yeah, that's fair. But at the same time, they both trained together so much, and he saw all the work that Zenitsu put into just one. It's is it more impressive? Is it more impressive or less impressive than how gifted Kaikaku was? I don't. I'm honestly not too sure either way, because he would never know that kind of struggle. He would never be able to comprehend the bitterness and the heart that it takes. And just like all those sleepless nights and all the pain and all the agony Zenitsu had to go through just so he could, right? First form. How many times does he say first form? I get goosebumps every time he says it. It's all good, okay? Pop off, young king. Every time you say it, we're gonna love it, or I will love it. And Kaikaku, I'm sure he trained hard to get as good as he got before he turned to the dark side. But which is more temptation and sin than anything else. But it kind of just came right. We didn't. Wait, did we? Did I mean? Is this even? I should read the manga. I haven't read the manga. I'm an anime only guy so far. So unless there are any, specific details, then I am safely assuming Kagaku, it just kind of came to him. He was kind of just out there just doing his thing. And first form, second. Oh, actually, no. He could never do the. I loved how they did that as well. Ironically, he could never do the first form, but second through the rest, he was fine, and he was nasty too. Like he was crazy with it. But that is just, it speaks volumes for Zenitsu's mindset. Now, he couldn't do it alone. Of course not. He had one of the best mentors you could ever ask for. But it's just, I mean, only when I do believe this, only when the student is ready does the teacher appear. His grandfather could love on him and give him, drop all the gems he had on everything, life, swordsmanship, all of it. And it's not going to matter if Zenitsu doesn't receive it properly, and he did. He just failed every single time. But he did. He would fail, he'd receive it, and he'd try again. And then he'd fail, and he'd get more embarrassed, and he would get more humiliated. And he would despair harder, and he would try to run away. It's actually adorable. But I totally feel his pain, though. Is that not us in life? I feel this maybe a little bit too often from time to time, where I really just want to run away from everything, just run away from all the responsibilities and whatnot. Responsibilities are actually a wonderful thing. We'll see if I can take it there before the end of tonight. And that's what he did. It was just a lot of trial and error, infinitely, for him. See, he's like, I'm not trying to take anything away from Kaigaku. Oh man, they made him easy to hate. That's good writing. They made him so easy to hate, and so I do. But I can respect, you know, talent and skill, and just that innate ability to, like really, perform and do well and whatnot, and exceed expectation and all that. And he was all about that, but he kind of just did it. The natural kind of just did it. Zenitsu couldn't do anything but the first form, but he gave everything so that he could do the first form. And I love it. I love it because I said my interpretation is heaven and earth chose him. Okay, because no one disagreed. I'm sure there were other clan members. I'm sure it was a big event, and nobody was just like, no, that's not allowed. No. I'm pretty sure, right? The only one who was complaining was Kaigaku. Of course he was. I mean, hey, for all we know, secretly, deep down, he was jealous of the relationship that Zen had with Gramps, and that in his perspective, according to his perspective, Zenitsu was such a sniveling little brat. He was so cowardly, and he was so timid, and all of these other traits that are very unlike that of a warrior, of a demon slayer. Zenitsu wanted to have nothing to do. I mean, he became one, but he never wanted to. It was like he knew it was the right thing to do. There are demons eating people in this world. They are all over the place. This is awful. And okay, our boy is a big fan of women. In this way, I don't blame him at all. So I'm just like he's seeing, like, to him, it's like, oh my god, women are so beautiful, and they're all getting attacked, and just mauled by these demons. And so maybe that was excellent motivation, but that that did nothing, though, for his fear, for how terrified he was in that moment. And so then we see that heaven chooses Zenitsu as well, that fateful lightning strike, to give him that signature fade. Like the same color as his element, as his sword breathing, as his technique in swordsmanship. And this is almost a prophecy as to just how amazing Zenitsu would eventually grow into and become, despite how deep, deep within him was that of a king. Regal, very commanding, very extremely masculine, stoic, just calm, centered. Oh my god. It's actually so crazy. The contrast, I love it. Because could you say that's who Zenitsu really is on the inside? I would definitely, I mean, I'm such a Zenitsu fanboy. So, of course, I'm going to say the king within him is the real him. Um, but he's not faking it. That's for sure. I mean, in real life, I don't know if he'd have a lot of friends. I mean, it's like it's because yeah, I know him from this fictional world of enjoying this anime and his story. And I'm a huge shonen guy. I love choreography and fights and transformation and evolution. You know, OP, Bleach, DBZ, Naruto, just to name a handful. There are so many. And Zenitsu's uh Zenitsu Zenitsu's growth uh, came despite how afraid he felt every single time. It was extreme fear, actually. You know, I think that I mean, I was going to say regular fear, but just fear in general is it's very simple to understand the fight or flight response. Zenitsu was not capable of either. he, he couldn't stay conscious long enough to freeze. Oh God, right? And he sure as heck could not move his body to get himself away from danger. So it's like, this is crazy. You know, if you're a demon and you're trying to help wipe out all the good guys so demons can just, right, devour humanity and take over the world and whatnot, you would love to fight Zenitsu. Yeah, you know, the initial demons we first see him fight are shocked. They are completely taken back by like what is transpiring in front of their eyes, right? Oh, I heard about these demon slayers and the Hashira and how strong these guys are and whatnot. And okay, I'm ready. And then this guy comes along and he sees you and he passes out because he's so afraid of you. And it's in that moment that I don't know, did Carl Jung coin this? I can't remember. No, but please, by all means, correct me down in the comments below if it was or was not. But Jung was one who figured out that, what is it? Just you and me right now, you know, kind of just vibing in this on this episode tonight. This is in our waking consciousness. This is how you and I experience reality, and it's the world as we know it. But that's 10%, apparently. Apparently, this is 10% of me. I like to think this is all of me. You know, you as you are right now, looking at me. It's 10% of you. And apparently, the other 90% is inaccessible, um, uh, uh, fortified behind this this barrier of the subconscious world. And when you want to talk about subconsciousness, it is only when he passes out that he is able to activate the true self buried underneath all of that awkwardness, horniness, and self-consciousness. Just all of it. And what was inside was pure greatness. Oh my goodness. It was wonderfully done. It all culminated in that moment. I went to the theaters. I was like, yo, I'm going to the I was like, it's an anime movie, it's fine. I'll wait. I'll just stay home and, you know, patiently count the days until, and then I don't know. I remember I went on Google and I saw Google was like, this is not coming out for streaming until at least 2026. And I was like, okay. I headed straight for the theater. And I'm so glad I did. I might go again. Maybe. But it was amazing. And what a beautiful moment of culmination when, after all that time, after all that crap you gave this kid, I mean, they grew up like brothers, right? I mean, I think Zen looked at him like a brother. That broke me a little bit, actually. The way that Zen thought about him. you know, like the bullying and the, in all the berating and the belittling and just always dogging him out, always pummeling him, always. I mean, you could say trauma. You could say that that really hurt him to the point where, I don't know, like the Stockholm syndrome, that some weird psychological things could have happened just because of the years of that, verbal abuse. And was it physical at times? And it was more verbal than anything else, probably physical too, because Kaikaku's he's just really just not a happy camper. And the way that it would end was in his final moment, he would witness this right sniveling little crybaby coward push the thunder breathing to another level no previous generation in his clan had ever seen. And he did it with resolve. He did it with the will to never stop because he loves his grandfather. And he never forgot his grandfather with, you right, tapping him gently, right? It was a gesture of reprimanding. He was technically beating him, but right, he was his grandfather, I'm sure, did hit him quite hard from time to time, especially when women were walking by, but never truly to hurt the boy. And so he knew, I mean, to me, he knew in that moment that Zenitsu was already in so much pain when he was describing everything to his grandfather. I hate my life. I hate that I can't do anything. I can only do the first form. What? Why was I born into this clan? Why am I not like senpai? Why couldn't I be like senpai Kaigaku? Which is so crazy because it's like, dude, this guy hates you. And um and I'm not worthy to be your student. I don't want to learn. I don't want to be a demon slayer. I This is all like, I'm good. This is all BS. My life is BS. He's like 12 or something like that, having a crazy existential life crisis. And so Gramps, I think, in order to knock some sense into him, right, begins to kind of just like, you know, gently, like just like pound his head, like tap, tap. And I remember it was so Zenitsu is so cute. It's crazy. Like he's got that puppy dog adorability, adorable, whatever, super adorable. And he's sitting there like this. Did this? What the? Is he really getting like old? Is he getting senile? Did he not just hear everything I just said? He's really just gonna keep tapping my head. And as he's doing that, his grandfather tells him it's okay to fail. Zenitsu, how many times does he fail every single day? How many times did he fail before he even realized, okay, let me just try to make the first form really good, because clearly 2 through 6 is not happening. I love it. I love was am I right? Am I right? Was the one that he created. He created it, bro. He made the technique. This is not like, oh, this is passed down and it's going to be really hard for me to learn, but let me see if I no my man just was like, I got this, and just created it. Like he just went deep. He just went super deep right in here and made, what did he make? He made Thunder God of Fire. That's what he made. It's like, okay, bro. Okay. He made Thunder God of Fire or something like that. That's the technique. It obliterates you. It's completely decimating. I thought I thought Godspeed, right? Is that what he called it? Godspeed, speed of God, or something like that. I thought that was right. He's moving at the speed of light, or something like that. He's moving as fast as lightning. He's absolutely incredible. And then when the technique he created went way beyond that, and he I'm getting lost. I'm getting lost in the Zenitsu sauce right now. He tells him what will never be okay is for you to give up. Basically, I think what he got from his grandfather was it will never be okay for you to stop. You can't stop. Nothing else matters. If you give up, okay, no, I'm sorry. Because if you run away, okay, you ran away. And how long were you gone for? You right? Because if that condition stays fulfilled for the rest of one's life, then it just doesn't matter. Right? Right? You will return. There will dawn another day. You try again. That's Zen. And the evidence of it, the proof of his efforts, is in his skill. Okay? Oh, our boy. So, with the solo. He's soloed. Kaigaku, of course. But of course, you I don't think, I would have revolted. Would the fans have revolted? I definitely would have. If anyone had helped him in that fight. It's like, no, no, no. This is mano y mano right here. This is, you got to give Zen this. But I mean, just in terms of, you know, uh, bad buttery, just in terms of just, being him, okay? Just in terms of aura, it's crazy. Only one to solo an upper moon. And like one of the like this one of the stronger ones too, right? One of the higher ups. Um, and it's just, that where his heart posture is at. We get so many glimpses of the real Zen. I'm going to say the real Zen because this is Zenitsu's final form, aka this is Zenitsu at his most mature, at his most evolved, aka this is Zenitsu when he is truly self-actualized. And we get glimpses all throughout. And this absolutely shattered my heart. Oh my god! I was like, "Yo, I am holy schmuck! Is this a sign of the times? Am I getting older? Because I didn't used to get this emotional at stuff like this. But oh, good lord!" He goes, come on, bro." I was like, "No way, man! Why would you say that?" And this young king goes, "I didn't make." Well, the first thing he said was, "Don't you ever talk about Gramps like that." Don't you ever talk about my grandfather like that, because he was never that type of man. He would never be, he would never be conniving. He would never be deceptive, or like all the awful parts of you that you allowed to, really fully bloom instead of right doing the right thing and acknowledging, oh no, joining the dark side cannot be entertained. Okay, like we saw this in another galaxy far, far away. And Zenitsu said to him, I created the thunder god of fire so that I could use it next to you. That that's volumes. That's volumes right there. Did that break Kaigaku's heart? Probably not. Probably not. Maybe it could have cut deep enough that it actually pierced what he had left of a human heart or soul. But honestly, by that point, he had eaten, right, so many human beings. He had killed so many innocent people. He had trained so long with the dark arts or whatever, with you know what I'm saying, with the demon blood uh, coursing through his veins, just so far gone. Maybe not. But One thing for certain is hearing Zenitsu say that made me realize he never blamed him. He never he never was like, why do you always bully me? Why do you always call me a baby? And you always making fun of me. And you're always saying these things, etc., etc. And to me, I think that when he was when he was young, when he was very young, Zenitsu, he took responsibility for it. That's my interpretation. There's no other way to me, there's no other way he could have reached that conclusion. We were supposed to be back to back. We were supposed to be shoulder to shoulder, slaying demons. You and me, we were gonna share the highest seat of the clan and change the game. And I know how amazing you are, and I just wanted to make sure that when I got my chance to stand next to you in battle, I could hold my own. And so that's why I created the best thunder breathing form technique of all time. That's why I created this technique. Okay? That's how he saw Kaikaku. And I'm just like, you gotta be freaking kidding me, man. Now, remember, if you recall, as I said, I love how just the way that the story was weaved for specifically Zenitsu, chosen by mortals, chosen by heaven, earth and heaven. And it's almost because it's a testament. It's that calling, this position of leadership, and that 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 pedestal, that seat of such heightened, skill, and just brilliance of the art that goes into swordplay and thunder breathing. It's rightfully his. It belongs to Zen. Why do I say that? Because the he's such a hornball. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's actually so awesome. It's all he does. He's got no chill either. He's not even coy about it. Yeah, I'm not that brave. I'm trying to get braver in life. You know what I'm saying, with dating and whatnot. And this dude really just pulls up. He just pulls right up and he cuts right to the chase. He's just like, "Yo, you're really beautiful. I think we should go get married right now. Are you like busy right now?" It's awesome. It's just you know what I'm saying. He definitely it's like any woman he meets, and he and even though like that's how he is, because you know what I'm saying. My man is looking for his lane of love. I will say it like that, gentlemen, men of culture. Are we not all in the same boat? And so he's looking for this lane of love. And he says that that's how he is wherever he goes. And when it comes down to it, is he weird? Is he creepy? Okay. Is he touchy feely? Is he inappropriate? Whatever. Is he a predator? It just keeps going. He's none of these things. He's the guardian. He's the shield. He's the protector. Even before he really began to develop like serious skill, because we saw it was the singular linear first cut, right? Then it evolved to 6 cuts. Then he went as then it's just one. Then it was just one continuous cut to cut as far as he needs to and as fast as he needs to. And then come on, bruh, God of thunder, fire. That's just right. Like you know what I'm saying. This is to me this is some Dragon Ball Z vibes now. He's getting rid of the whole planet, and So we saw that evolution, but you'll see the evolution in his character as well. Because even though we meet him and on the surface he seems like such a he's very needy and he's very creepy and he's just extremely down bad. And yet when it comes down to it, uh, he didn't even know uh, Nezuko. Um, am I recalling correctly? Didn't know her. Didn't really know. All he knew was the right thing and the wrong thing. That's all he knew. And so Zen's brain was like, "That's his sister. Huh? If I had a sister, I wouldn't let anything happen to her either." And you know what I'm saying? Inosuke, before they became, is this how they became boys? Inosuke beat the freaking crap out of him. Because I mean, and Inosuke, you know what I'm saying? Inosuke's how he deals with situations is very questionable. He's definitely a bit of a wild card. But in that moment, I mean, he was just trying to purge the world of one less demon on the planet, and Zenitsu just wasn't having it. And again, we see this. We see this. He really brings it. He brings out his true self when those who cannot defend themselves and those who cannot help themselves need help, need defending, and he is there. On the train. I mean, but that's the wifey though. So that's like right. That's the wifey right there. So like, I knew he was gonna pull up like that. Man, it was so sus. I'm not going to describe why it was sus. You already know what I'm talking about. I was just like, of all scenarios that you guys could have animated this scene, y'all chose to animate Nezuko like that. It's just like, come on, bro. Anime will never change sometimes, man. Anime will never change sometimes. Okay. For anyone that's still confused, I'll drop you a one word hint. Calamari. Calamari. Okay. And then Zen was just like, no, this is no calamari vibes. And Zen pulled up and rescued her. And he does this again and again and again, over and over and over. Because to fight the good fight is a never-ending struggle. And he's there for it, bro. And he's really there for it. I'll end on this. Where what happened to his grandfather definitely changed him. Oh, I mean, of course it did. It actually might have possibly unlocked the Thunder God of Fire. It possibly, which is a sad way for him to reach that where no other Thunder Breather has gone before. Not even his generations, right? Growing up, they were technically brothers. It's just I hate him so much. I don't even want to acknowledge him, but I know for a fact that Zen would acknowledge him like that. So like it's fine. I'll say it temporarily. And it's like growing up, like they're brothers, and so he personally knew the best of the best, and he took it beyond that. And I think to really get there was he of course he had to channel the pain of losing the one who was the most dearest to him. That was so tough. Now I understand. Now I understand why he got so serious, because he's never like that. He's never rude. Zen is never rude, and it wasn't rude, but it was very out of character when Tanjiro was just like, basically he was kind of just like, they were training. They were, they were all training to get ready for Infinity Castle, and Tanjiro pulled up on him like, "Yo, what's good, bro? Like, what's good? Like, how was it?" And didn't Tanjiro cut him off? I mean, didn't Zenitsu cut him off? Wasn't Zen just like, "Hey, bro, you're a good dude. You're a real good dude, but I need you to go away because this is something that I have to do alone. I know that now." And Japanese culture is so freaking crazy. Japanese culture is so wild. I could never imagine. I could never imagine. No, I could not. Not even close. Fathom. You know, seppuku. Or is it harakiri? I don't remember actually. Which one, or if either of them correspond to what I'm trying to say, which is is this in olden times or is it still being done today? Maybe, hopefully, it's in older times where you have this Japanese ritual of preserving honor, right? To good lord, it is a knife through all the way through the abdomen, okay, and then to bow to be beheaded by somebody else, but no one else was there. So that means old timer. He did it old school. He was hardcore. He just right. He did that cut, and then he's not gonna be able to behead himself. So he kind of just let himself pass in that position. He just bled out and he just dealt with the pain for as long as he dealt with it until he lost consciousness. And Zen understood all of this immediately, and I could not imagine what that did to him psychologically, mentally, the trauma of that, the hatred that it built in his heart. And we saw it. We saw it in one of the coldest stares ever drawn, at least that I've seen in my entire life for anime. Come on, bro. My goodness, come on. When he first looks at him, that's the way they drew Zenitsu's eyes. That look right there is the full force of you, the hatred, the resentment, vengeance. He was Batman right there. Oh my god, it was so cold because he was so pissed. Because it's like, you got to be freaking kidding me. None of that had to happen, and it all happened because you had to go in, and you were tricked. You were tricked. You were pulled in by the temptation of more power. And I was taught this actually, personally, that absolute power corrupts absolutely. And Zen was basically standing there just like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. That is why, we the best man he ever knew forever and ever had to go like that. Oh man. I hope that might have been his finale. Right, because next season is the last season, but I really hope we get to, like, come on, give him a proper send out. I really hope we get to see him like bust it out one more time. He's unconscious right now, isn't he? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's got the cracks of lightning from Kaigaku's technique shredding him up right now, his whole body and whatnot. And so we'll see what happens after that. And yeah, there it is. Just my I just had to show up in fanboy tonight for, one of my favorite anime characters of all time. Oh my goodness. For, again, he's a hidden main character, because knowing him, he would hide so that Tanjiro gets the spotlight. But we all know, deep down, we all know. Doesn't he also marry Nezuko as well? Which is pretty interesting. Their kids are definitely going to be just like, I don't even know. I don't know what kind of hybrid prodigies they're going to make. You let me know. You let me know what your thoughts as well, down in the comments below are. And if you like content like this, hit that subscribe button for me. And I'll see you in the next one as I do deep dives, just like this one I did tonight on anime, philosophy, God, and bodybuilding. And so, yeah, hope you have a great rest of your night. And I hope to see you real soon for my next one. But until then, take it easy. Take good care of yourself. And I love you so much. Peace.